Welcome back. So we got all this set up right now. A little bit what we can see in the CSS at least. We have an idea of how this works. And if we expand it, it will go until that max of 1,100 pixels. So from here, it's very simple, but let's see what else we could do here. So we're going to want to do a little showcase. So we're going to put text in here finally. And after navbar, we're going to comment and just put showcase for right now. And we're going to do a section dot showcase. And in here, we're going to do dot container, just so we could have everything in this same container. And we're going to call this grid though. So container grid. So if we need to customize just the showcase, we could do that. So in here, we're going to have two divs that are going to be grid items. So we're going to do dot showcase dash text. And we're going to do h1. And we're just going to basically copy his text a little bit. And in here, we're going to do P for text, and we're just going to type the same exact thing he has in here. Of all kinds, from large scale enterprise APIs to static websites for individuals. And we'll just call that good for right now. So right after here, we're going to have a link that goes into a button. So how do we do that? It's going to be a-bt or a.btn to start it off. Let's see what else we got here. To make a button, it's going to be a.btn, yep, dot btn dash outline. This is going to go to features.html, and the button is going to just say read more. So as you see, we save it, goes in here, and click the button, which will eventually go to features.html, except there's no page for it right now. So under here, we're going to have a second grid item dot showcase dash form dot card. So I have background color, borders, and stuff like that. Okay. So h2 request a demo. This guy goes really quick. Not gonna lie. It's a requested demo, and in here we are gonna have a form. Can I just form action? We don't need the action. Dot form dash control. Inside here, we'll have input input type and text name. I'm all over the place. So we're gonna have a name of name. And let's give it a placeholder of equals. My bad. And in here you have this little box right here, making it bigger. Okay, so we're gonna want two more of these form controls, I guess. So we'll add company, and we could just put company name. Whoops. Type is always going to be text for at least right now, except for email. We're going to want email here, and placeholder is just going to be email. So now you see we have name, company name, and email. And we could do required on these just so we can make sure that you have to fill these out. So under here, value is going to be send, which is going to be send in that, which if we save, we can have send, but what else do we have to add here? There's one more thing. Let's see. Submit value is going to be send and a class of btn dash primary. Okay. So now we'll need to style this. So right here, just so we can make it a little prettier, just like he's doing. Utilities. And right above here, we're going to have showcase, which is these current text. So in here, we're going to have a dot showcase with a height of 400 pixels. Add a background color as well. So we're going to use the same blue that we have for the nav bar right now. Is that light blue? There we go. So he's actually saying if you want it on the whole thing, you won't even really need to do this. So we're just gonna unsave this, and we're gonna go all the way up to navbar, which we have light blue, and we're gonna want to create a base at the top. So we'll do root dash dash and primary color is going to be light blue. And now we can do, so this is a custom variable. Okay, so if we want to use this custom variable, I'm going to go in here and we're just going to type var and then put in that variable, which now we'll do that same thing. And you can do that same thing in showcase for background color, var, primary color. And now if we wanted a different color, we can go up here and change it just like so. We're going to use light blue still. Okay, makes sense. So color, we're going to put to white as well. And position relative. And then right under, we're going to have H1 dot showcase, showcase H1. It's very tiny. So we're going to change the font size 40 pixels, which does make it a little bigger. Now for the showcase paragraph, which is just this split of text. Obviously the margin for me is good just because just the font basically. He's using a different font, so it's a little different. So I probably want to make mine actually a little smaller. In this case, he's making his a little bigger. So we're going to do showcase paragraph. Just going to grab that, and we can do a margin of 0 pixels, which makes it come in a little bit more. We could actually do a little less too, but for right now, we're just going to copy him. So I'm going to actually make it a little bigger. And now we have just that base. All right. So what else do we have? So we're going to want to align the paragraph on with requested demo. So we're going to do .grid and write this CSS. We're going to do display grid, which doesn't automatically turn it into grid, but we're going to have to do grid-template columns. Now this is going to be how wide we want it. So let's see real quick. Okay, so just to explain, in here, this is one grid item, and this is a second grid item then. So we can define how wide we want them. So we do 300 pixels, which is the first one, and then 200 pixels would be the second, which would then combine these. Okay. And you can see, obviously, with this one is a lot wider than this. So FR is fractions of the page, which actually scales it a little bit better here. And this would take up 2 fractions, this would take 1 fraction. If you want 50-50, you can put percentage, one, just make them even. And obviously there's no space in between here, so we're going to want to add something like that just to have, okay, so this is going to be gap, 20 pixels, which is going to space it out a little bit more, and when we make it bigger, you could definitely see it. Yeah, you could definitely see the space here now. Okay. So now we're going to add just, oops, I forgot to do this, justify content, center, and we're going to align items center as well. want to add a height on the grid as well, which is 100% of the container, which will put it down a little bit more. And obviously the grid ain't the prettiest, so he wants to customize it more, so we're just going to be following that exact step. So under here, he goes into here, .showcase.grid, and let's see, we're going to do a grid template columns, 55% with text, and then 45% with the form part. Now I have this little bar here though. And he's going to put a gap in here of 30 pixels. Which he actually never got. This is weird. He never got this little bar here. So let me just scroll through here once more, see if I did anything wrong here. So, so he has repeat in here of 2, 1 FR, but then justified. Okay, well, I guess we actually have the same exact stuff. I don't know why we're getting this bar then. You know what? I'm pretty sure it's actually just our text size then. Probably should have used the same exact font as him. I could go back, but we're not right now. We're actually just going to remove this font size from the body as well. And where else do we put font size? We put it in Showcase 1. Right here, but you know what? It's not a big deal right now. We could change to be his exact later. So in the grid, we're just going to be copying the same stuff that he has right now. So that's 30 pixels, which widens the gap. Now we're going to want to start to style this right here. So let's see how we could do this. And right here, dot card, and background color of white, and border radius of 10 pixels. I'm going to round it up a little bit. We're going to do a box shadow. Horizontal offset first, which is going to be 0. 3 pixel, 10 pixel blur. And we're going to do RGBA. 0, 0, 0. We want it white. Or black, my bad. And the alpha value, we're going to have 0.2. Now we have that little shadow on this background. And under here, we're going to add padding of 20 pixels. And have a margin of 10 pixels. And in here, we're going to want color of the card text. And let's just do 3333. There we go. Now request a demo is there. And now show case dash form. And in here, I'm going to position to be relative. And add a top of what? So we want to push it down, so we're going to do 60 pixels to push it down just a tad. And the height, we're going to set to 350 pixels. Okay, which makes it go past the container, yes. Yes, we don't want the scroll bar. Okay, so on this, we're going to want overflow visible. Oh. That actually fixed this problem too. Interesting, okay. Okay, so on the form, we're going to have a width as well of 400, oops, 400 pixels. Just like that. And we could add more padding to this. So let's do 40 pixels. And z index of 100, so that means it's in the front. And let's see. Oh, he actually missed. Add the above style to push the form to the right. I forgot to do this. That's what. Okay, so he's gonna add a justify self, and then that's gonna be flex end. It's gonna push it to the right just a little bit. And we're almost done with this, but we're gonna add one more thing. Showcase dash form dot showcase. Oh, my bad. Dot form dash control. And that's gonna be a margin of 30 pixel 0. And now dot showcase dash form input, which we have two text inputs. That's going to target all of them. We could put brackets in here to target the one that's type text. And then we could put a comma here, copy this, and just put email. Email. And in here, we're going to put border. Border 0. And now we're going to do a border bottom, which is 1 pixel solid. And we could do black. So now it's a lot simpler. Don't have the whole thing here. Now we're going to change the width here to 100%, which should make it go all the way across. Yes, it does. Very good. And we're going to add some padding to it, 3 pixels. And we're going to increase the font size to 16 pixels. Yes, made it a little bigger. We still have this button that we need to fix. But so when we click on it, oh, okay. So when we click on it, we still get this really ugly border. Okay. So let's see what he does here. Dot show case dash form input and focus. He is going to do outline of none. So now when I click it, I don't. Okay, perfect. And at 25 minutes, that is going to be the end of this one. Obviously, there's still a lot to go, and this might actually be pushed back into multiple videos, but like a lot more multiple videos, probably like 8 or so, just so I fully understand. I'm gonna take my time. I want to fully understand this, and I feel like other people want to fully understand this as well. So I'm gonna definitely take my time, make sure I have everything. But I'll see you guys on part 3.